G'day everybody, welcome back to Dune Awakening. I hope you guys are doing well today. Today, we are going to do a few bits and pieces, obviously not looking for the next trial because we don't even know where it is, but there are a few interesting things that we can get up to. So while I was, preparing for this episode, I sort of ventured a little bit more in the Jabal Ifrit al-Janub area. And this questline, actually, sorry, not that one. I believe it might be this one, Put Out the Eyes, or another. But there is a questline that takes us to somewhat of a market type area. So it'll be interesting if we can go out there. Actually, this is the one, looking for leaders. So we can go up there and we can see if we can, have a look around that market area, which I have already had a little bit of a peek. Looks very interesting, so we'll definitely go out there. And we'll definitely be upgrading our gear in this episode because, my goodness, I've been preparing so much. I've got so many steel ingots and iron ingots to try and work with. Hopefully we've got enough. Now, one thing that I am concerned about, though, is the amount of space that we have to work with. So I think this is probably a good episode for us to look at expanding the base even further. I am going to maybe expand outwards this way and also try to expand upwards as well. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of a time lapse there so it won't take forever for you guys. Okay guys, so that was a lot of building, wasn't it? I might actually add a few more bits and pieces, but I think for the most part the major concept is done. We've got a huge space at the very top, which is using up even more, I guess, you know, floor space than the lower floor. And yeah, I'm liking the way things are looking from the outside. I think we've designed the place pretty well. I did have to expand the ramps a little bit just so that we can, you know, get the sand bike and perhaps maybe any other form of vehicle that we end up getting in the future. But you did see me perhaps have to dodge, you know, some of those sorter car ships. There they are, coming back in once again, being a bit of a nuisance. But yeah, hopefully we can continue to avoid them. Let me just see if I can fix up this corner here. Wedge walls, that's probably what I need. That's maybe not the right one. I think that's the one. There we go. Alright, so let's head back in, and to sort of cap things off at home, I do want to build our fabricator for garments. So we should have that as an option now. Let me just have a look. Yeah, there we go. Plenty of steel, plenty of complex machinery, and I think I'll just place that here for the time being. We could move stuff if we need to, but I'll settle for that for this moment, and we'll take a quick look. Now, I haven't really seen any of this stuff, which is going to be interesting. We've got the scout boots, well, scout set, I guess. Boots, mask, gloves, pants, and the jacket. So we should actually get all of this going, and I'm just taking a look at how much plasteel microflora might be needed, and it looks like we might be running out. So what we could do in that case in this episode is to see if we can go and visit one of the wrecks in the area, because we haven't exactly done that. So I think the closest wreck would be this, the wreck of the Astion, yeah. And yeah, we'll take a look around, obviously grab those plasteel microflora fibers, mechanical parts, and come back and craft the last piece of that armor that we want. So I will grab the sand bike, and I will actually meet you guys when we get there. Okay, here's the wreck, guys. Now, I'm not entirely sure where the entrance might be. I do see some scavenger camps just over here, now that I think about it. So this could perhaps lead us to the entrance of the wreck. Let's just see where it leads us. Bit of fighting up there. I'm not entirely sure if that's maybe another player. Just gonna see if I can gather some dew. Oh, let's quickly heal up. Okay. Oh, we might need that band, actually. Let's just quickly grab that. And I should be gathering some blood as well. I do actually have this Mark II blood extractor, so I should try to use that. So if we can't, like, fill up on blood bags pretty quickly. Oh, God. Alright. Let's do a self-revive. I did not see that grenade. I probably should be putting my shield on. I haven't exactly been using that. Been a bit naughty. There we go. Let's do another heal. Oh god. Alright, we've got a big boy down there. Let's get out of sight. Okay, good times. Just quickly loot. Okay, so let's hope we can find plenty of those fibers, because I would love to be able to make some better armor right now. We've been wanting to do that for the last few episodes. Yeah, this place is booby-trapped. I don't know if there's a way for us to identify booby traps more readily, or if we just have to visually see them. Oh, God. Alright. Stepped into that one. Okay, there's a few. That's not really much, is it? Ah, maybe we need to use the cutter ray. There we go. Let's just make sure that we haven't missed anything out here, though. Yeah, most certainly does not look like we've missed anything, but... Okay, that was also booby-trapped, I think. So we're poisoned right now. Yeah, I don't know if there are ways to disable traps. So that's not a very fruitful discovery, unless this is only one part of the ship, and perhaps maybe there's another part of the ship accessible elsewhere. We did see some scavengers up top. I wonder if they've got a lot more stuff. What I might do is a quick circle around of the ship, and I'll see if we can find another entrance elsewhere. Let's just keep an eye out for any quicksand, but perhaps maybe this wreck only offers a very small amount of the resources that we're looking for. I will try to get to this scavenger camp, though. I think it might be useful to just at least check what they might have. There's probably another better way to climb up here, but that's okay. If we can traverse this way, we might be able to cut away any lost time. Yeah, just a normal camp, it seems. So we've got a delivery contract there. Okay, I guess, but not exactly everything that we were after. Yeah, this wreck is definitely a lot smaller than the one that we went to in the first biome, so a bit disappointed, not gonna lie. Which means that perhaps maybe we should be visiting the other wreck. This one looks much larger. Wreck of the Palais. Palais? I think so. I think that's how you say that. Or Palace. So I'm going to get myself back home, and then I'm going to make a beeline for the wreck. And the reason why we're going home first is because, well, there are parts of the armor that should already be ready, so we should grab those and chuck them on. And perhaps maybe we do have enough fibers to complete the last piece, but I think we should grab more fibers for good measure. I'm sure we're going to have a need for it. Man, look at our beautiful home. I'm actually quite proud of it, but I think there's room for a little bit more improvement. We can definitely do some more stuff to it. Let's just very quickly do some repairs on the bike, because I think that's a constant thing we need to think about. In fact, while I was sort of preparing between episodes, I was caught out, you know, at least one time where I didn't repair my bike often enough, and I found, you know, the entire thing to almost be at disrepair, and it was very difficult to handle in the end. Anyway, so let's grab all of our gear, and let's see if we can grab the, I think it's the jacket that we're missing, so we may as well get that crafted. Yes, we can do it, but we are down to only 8 of these fibers, so I should actually get those fibers so that we can continue crafting. Now, I will perhaps maybe skip the grabbing of more fibers, because I'd prefer taking you guys to that market area, which I think looks kind of interesting, and I can sort of explore wrecks between episodes. Let's see, I do want to just do one last thing here, which I've been meaning to get, and that is the repair station. And I have done the research for it. All we need to do is actually craft it, I believe. So there we go. So there's the repair station. We may as well place it down just right next to the fabricator there. And we should be able to throw various items that are in disrepair into it. It looks like our power is off though, so maybe I'm gonna need an additional generator, which is unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is if we're going to try and power all of this stuff. Let's deposit a few more fuel cells there. I think I've got plenty of fuel cells everywhere in the majority of all of our generators. So I'm hoping there's perhaps maybe going to be an upgraded generator that either consumes less fuel or, you know, produces more power for the fuel that we gather. But anyway, let's just check out the repair station here. And I should be able to throw in, like, for example, the blood extractor that we have, this Mark II one. Can I repair it? Okay, so we don't know the recipe, and that's why we can't repair it. Let me just see if I can actually fix that, because, yeah, we've got blood extractor Mark II here. I should be able to research that. And now that we have, assuming we should then be able to repair the thing. Yes. Okay. Good. Alright. Well, I suppose that's the thing. I did make a comment about being able to pick up better gear and then repairing stuff, and that should allow us to use it. But then, you know, it doesn't exactly allow us to do that unless you've researched the thing yourself. So, interestingly, we can't repair the permanent damage that it has. So I suppose you can't indefinitely use anything in the game. That's my prediction. So you might be constantly in a state of needing to repair gear. Or, sorry, not just repair gear, but also craft new gear to replace some of the old stuff that you have. But anyway, we should get all of our pieces of armor, and we should equip everything. So let's go ahead and do that. Finally, we can tank a little bit more damage. Cool. Alright. It doesn't give us a cool looking cape though, which is a bit unfortunate. But that's okay. I can live with that. Either that, or we replace the middle section with the still suit to give us the cape. But you know what? I'm not too fussed, because we've got the Liturgon, which is keeping us hydrated. Speaking of hydrating, let's just quickly have a drink here, and let's deposit all the blood that we have. This medium blood sac also needs a bit of a repair, so let me just do that. Maybe we should repair the Liturgon as well. I can't repair that just yet. I haven't researched that, so medium blood pack. There we go. So let's quickly repair that. Perfect. Alright, and then we should be able to start crafting our own when we need it. But yeah, let's head back out, and this time, guys, I think we'll go to that market area, and we're looking for this leader, Suk Alusus, leader of thieves. So we're scouring this area for clues as to his whereabouts. So let's get to it. Okay, kind of a interesting cave system here. Looks like we've got a bit of a scavenger base of some sort. Watch out for that grenade. Okay, let's heal up a little bit. I just realized there are so many sandbikes here. Very interesting. I mean, it seems like we can interact with all of these sandbikes, but I don't know if they're actually like player sandbikes. I think they're just there as props. Let's grab blood with our newly repaired blood sucking gun. What's it called again? Blood extractor. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's head further in. Yeah, must be a bit of a gathering of scavengers in here. Okay, we've got a big boy there. Oh god. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, that was a bit close. There we go. Okay, so as I told you guys, this place is a lot more interesting. I did take a peek, and I managed to get here the last time after another player had been through, so there weren't really any enemies. And I thought I'd wanted to just come back here and actually do the quest with you guys. Let's have a listen.
I have followed the way of the Kirab for many years. But never did I imagine we would one day be holding the Sug Alusus at the very foot of the Fremen's holy hammer, their Mirzabah. It is indeed a fine place for our annual market, now that the Fremen are gone. For that, I suppose we should give thanks to the Sardaukar. Not that I have any great love for the Emperor's war dogs, you understand. But I fear the drawn Chris knife more than the Sardaukar sword. Yes, a fine place indeed. But you still won't find me anywhere near that innermost chamber. It reeks of Fremen curses and foul omens.
Okay. So, judging by where we are, I feel like perhaps maybe there's an opportunity to get ourselves to either all of these scavenger bases, or perhaps maybe at least one of them. Perhaps maybe all of them are connected in a way. Or maybe not. Maybe this is the extent of it. But we'll take a quick look anyway. I mean, we do have the identification band to try and get into that sealed off area. So we could go down there, obviously, but I don't want to rush too much because there could be other stuff here. Whoa, yeah. Go this way. Yeah, I don't want to stop to gather up blood too often, because it does sort of break the pace that we have. What is this? Run with Tarot. Worried about the slavers? Run with Tarot. He knows where they are going. Worried about the Sardaukar patrols? Run with Tarot. He knows how to avoid the ships. Worried about the worm? Stay off the sand, like Tarot. Tarot knows what's up. Alright, so... let's take a look at our inventory. Things are looking good. We've got another one of those blood extractors. Oh, hang on a second. It says that our backpack is full. I see what's going on. We've got not enough space for more type types of things, so I'm going to need to make some decisions on dropping stuff. I might drop equipment, because it's very easy to get some of this stuff again. So I'll just leave those. That should give us a few additional slots. Another pathway leading somewhere. Where are we? Is this taking us back? Yeah, sorry, it might be taking us back. Try and find all the things. No, we did come out from there, right? So perhaps maybe this does lead somewhere else. Bear with me. Let's just continue. We'll see if there's anything interesting out this way. If not, we'll try and go back to that sealed off area. Yeah, we already have enough blood anyway, it seems, so don't need to keep stopping for blood. Which means I'm just going to swap to the sickle, because we might have a need to grab some more water on the way home. Okay, I'll take all of the fuel cells, because we now have an extra generator to worry about. This leads back down.
I need backup.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I know where we are. So this loops back around. Well, time to go back inside, and let's check out that sealed door. Hopefully the enemies haven't exactly respawned just yet. And we can just easily walk in there. Yeah, okay, it's just a storage area. My bad. Okay, so we have completed the quest already as well, so we may as well contact the issuer now. And I guess there's a next step. Dropping Drot. Kill Kirab gang leader Drot at Southview. And contact the issuer. So there it is. We could actually just immediately continue on with this particular quest line, because this takes us to a scavenger camp or stronghold, so I would like the intel anyway. So I'll see you guys when we actually get there. Okay, we seem to have arrived, and I think this is the base that we're looking for. Is up there on the high ground. Not sure what to expect, but we can always just leave our sand bike right here. I'm just looking at all of our stuff. We don't really have a lot of space for anything, so It's a good thing that I did bring my additional storage for the sand bike, and I'm going to throw a few things in here, like maybe the welding wire we don't need to carry with us, and what else? Maybe... oh, I forgot about the still suit. I should be able to just recycle that. And I reckon the welding torch can go in there as well because we're leaving our bike behind. Maybe some of that, and yeah, that looks good. Hopefully we've got enough space to loot some more stuff, some more unique items. But I doubt we're really going to be finding anything more than some of the stuff that we've already found. This must be someone's base. That looks kind of cool, actually, with the top section accessible. Someone else's base there as well. A lot of people like building bases near scavenger camps and whatnot. I mean, who am I to say? I do have a scavenger camp right behind our base. But these guys are building them right next to, like, some of the strongholds. Yeah, that's another player, I think. He thinks that we're like an enemy. Alright, so in that general direction is where we need to go. Place could be empty for all I know, because this guy's just been through. Plenty of bodies. Oh, okay. Enemies just respawned. That might be... yeah, there we go. That's the Kirab leader. Nice, so let's just take a look. Oh, okay, this is an enemy. There we go. It gets a little messy when we have other players around. There we go. Oh, grenade. Just quickly heal up a little bit. Ooh, what do we have there? Maybe a decent piece of armor for us to check out. But we'll do that when we get back to base. So, the only thing that we really need now is to grab that intel. So as soon as we grab the intel, I think we could leave and head back home. I haven't spotted the intel just yet. Ah, there it is. Inside that building. Very good. I may as well loot the rest of this building. Perfect. I think we're done. So let's just get ourselves back to the sandbike and we'll be off back to the house. Okay, and we are back. So one of the first things that we need to do is just to contact the issuer. So let's do that right away. And with that's payback done. We've got all sorts of other side quests to try and do, and I did say I may actually complete some of these myself. One other thing that I wanted to do in this episode is to see if we can go back to the Anvil and have a chat to one of the Ornithopter pilots. And I might actually take a trip with one of the pilots to see where that takes us, because I didn't do that the last time we met a Ornithopter pilot here at Griffin's Reach. So I figured maybe now is the time for us to sort of check that out and see what that's all about. There's a matter of also paying taxes and whatnot, which I'm not entirely sure I completely understand, but I assume that I need to pay some amount to keep the 2 bases that we've got going at the moment. So another thing that is something we can consider doing is just getting, you know, furnishings and decorations, because this place is big enough for stuff like that, I would say. I did say I wanted a little bit of lighting and all that sort of stuff, so we might actually take a look at some of that stuff in the next episode. But for now, I think we're going to just get ourselves ready to go back to the Anvil and have a chat with an Ornithopter pilot. Right guys, so the next level of armor should be this Kirab armor set. You can either get the heavy armor or the scout armor. I know we've just managed to get the scavenger, or sorry, the slaver armor set, but we may as well go for the Kirab as well, because looking at what's required, we have everything on hand, except for, you know, the fact that we don't really have a lot of microflora fibers, but getting the research done initially is going to let me repair the armor that we've managed to pick up from killing that thief leader, and by doing that we should have a better piece of armor to work with, and perhaps maybe a piece of armor that looks a little bit nicer as well. Yeah, okay, that looks alright. I don't know about the headgear, but you know, this will certainly allow us to tank a little bit more damage at the very least. So yeah, we should use this for the time being. Right guys, we are ready to go back to the Anvil, so I am going to just meet you guys there. Alright, here we are. Let's see if we can firstly check on the board, I reckon, just in case there's anything new. Always just pick something up here. Yeah, okay, this is not ready because we need to deliver those Mauler pistols. I have to make those, but yeah, I'll probably do that in my own time. Let's have a chat with the Ornithopter pilot.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
And I should have enough money, right? Like, I've basically been banking up so much.
Music to my ears. Where do you want to go?
A whole bunch of options here. We could go back to the Haga Basin, I assume. This is just going to take us to the... well, maybe Griffin's Reach, perhaps? Let's try Arakeen, and let's just see what happens.
Atreides and their war levies. Look, I can get you there, but I want a little extra for the trip.
2,500 Solaris. Yeah, okay. So, I think this is how much we have. Sure.
All right. Thopter's on the roof. Let's go visit the Red Duke.
Okay, and here we are in Arakeen. Flying vehicle is required. Okay, right. So this is just exiting. And I suppose maybe we're just limited to this space. Let's take a look around. I'm not entirely sure what to expect, but I'm sort of hoping to find like a swordmaster. That way we can continue to improve our swordmaster skill set. Not a lot of people to interact with, it seems. Anything that I can do on the map? Okay. So vehicle vendor, scrap trader. Yeah, alright. So a whole bunch of stuff. Let me go in this general direction. Okay, and we completed one of our journeys there by accident, but that's fine. So, what do we have? Chome Exchange, Guild Bank. Yeah, I don't know about guilds just yet.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit or withdraw Solaris?
Oh, okay, we can store items here as well. So, is there any benefit in depositing my Solaris here?
How much Solaris would you like to deposit?
Why don't we go with the 20,000 that I have, and
Welcome.
that way I
Would
can
you
come
like
back to it if
deposit
I
or
need to.
withdraw Solaris?
Let's talk about something
How may
else.
I assist you?
I've heard there are systems where it's illegal for peons to hold money.
While it's true that peons cannot hold currency on certain Elder Core worlds, I can assure you that they are well provided for by their lords. However, in direct answer to your question, there is no active Imperial edict forbidding peons from holding currency in any form or denomination.
Why does the Spacing Guild control banking?
The simple answer is interstellar banking. As part of the Spacing Guild, the Guild Bank is able to utilize the Transport Guild's unmatched projection across the known universe. With this synergy, our guild pursers are able to move any quantity of funds across any quantity of worlds. The joys of interstellar commerce.
Okay, he seems ecstatic. Alright, let's take a look at other stuff. So, Chome Exchange, Guild Bank. Hang on, did we actually interact with the Chome Exchange? What is this? Oh, okay, is this basically things for sale that other players are selling? Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. I did not know that there was a system in place, but yeah, a lot of Caliph's drinker everywhere. Can understand why. It's probably because a lot of people are still starting out, but that's fine. So basically, if we wanted to trade stuff, we can do it here. I don't know where the most valuable items may drop, and therefore would prompt you to want to try and sell it off for a pretty penny. House Mutelli representative. House Mutelli. Can't seem to interact with them. Let's go in this direction. What on earth is that? Oh, one of those little sort of creatures native to this planet. The mouse-looking ones. The really big ears. Hey, this looks like some kind of canteen. The Seleucid Bull. Perhaps maybe the Mutelli representative only comes into play if we're doing certain quests. So there are barkeeps we can interact with.
Oi, what's your poison?
What's the story with this bar?
You want to know about the upper level or lower?
Tell me about the upper level.
Oh, that's Lord Jim's domain. That's a realm apart. Not meant for us poor wretches of the lower orders to dwell in.
Lord Chim?
Alistair Christian Chim, or Lord Chim as me and the lads call him. Master of the upper level and supreme pain in my arse.
And who are you?
Colour Sergeant Justice Clack, retired. At your service.
Is Color Sergeant a special rank?
Oh, indeed it is. Not every military formation has colour sergeants. The Harks don't, and neither do the Sardaukar. But in House Atreides, the Duke's colours are sacred. No banner bearing Atreides orc has touched the ground in more than 5 centuries. And it's the colour sergeant's inviolate duty to ensure it never does.
You're retired?
Yeah, medically retired is what they call it. Turns out they like you to have legs in the House Guard.
But you have legs.
And not as my mother made them. Those I lost at the Battle of Arakeen. These are a gift from the Duke by way of Dr. Yue and his cybernetics team.
What happened to you on the Battle of Arakeen?
When the Arks first came for us on that blackest of nights, they thought their treachery had won the day before the first drop of blood was even spilled. But we were waiting for them, dug in like a tick behind a slick's ear.
What happened?
I gotta give it to the Arks. When they saw their gambit failed and the house shields were up, when they could have turned tail. Probably should have, but that ain't like the Arks. Nah, they doubled down instead. That first siege lasted 169 hours, 1 hour longer than a week. And by the time that last hour came, my 6-man colour guard was down to me and 5 bodies. My Chome Regency pattern side sword in one hand, and the Atreides colours in the other.
And then?
I held my position, and the Atreides colours never touched the ground. Even after the detached house section of a dying ornithopter crushed me from above.
Jeez. I mean, that's a pretty sick story, though. Alright. Let's move on. And I suppose there's another bartender here. Not entirely sure where they are, exactly. This guy? No. It seems like you can only do some trading over here, though. Perhaps maybe it's just one and the same. Who's this?
Who are you?
Oh, it's a Mentat. Right, so I suppose we can do some training with this guy. I'm looking to continue my Mentat training.
Curious, very curious. Your deduction that I can offer this training is accurate. However, I compute your mind is not ready for such rigors.
And you know this just by looking at me?
Mentats make mistakes, but not often. This conversation is terminated.
Oh, okay. So, maybe he's more of a advanced trainer, and I need to go to someone who does, like, basic training, or can give me some basic training in it. Right, what else should we look at? Imperial Consulate, Water Seller, Base Vendor, Weapons Merchant. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, what's your pleasure? You looking to stab, perforate, or vaporize? Tactical or fanatical? We have the tools to suit your every murder need, my friend.
Why so many pictures of the Emperor?
The Padishah Emperor is his proper address, I'll thank you. Or His Imperial Excellency, in the improbable event he was to grace you with his presence somehow. But in answer to your question, the portrait of the Emperor is both an icon and a metaphor. It reminds us that while the Emperor cannot be in all places beneath his gaze are his.
I've heard there are cameras hidden in every portrait.
And why not? The enemies of the Imperium are legion. They gather in the shadows to plot the downfall of all that is right and good. Only the Emperor and his god-benighted Sardaukar Legion stand in opposition. The Fremen savage dared to challenge the might of the Imperium, and look what happened to them.
Let's trade. Let's just see what's for sale. So, okay, it looks like we can buy stuff with just simple Solari. I mean... Okay, so this is a buildable. So we can just place it down somewhere. Interesting. I don't know if we're really looking at some really good weapons here. There are some schematics, which might be interesting to get our hands on, but we just simply don't have the Solari for it just yet. Okay. Well, it's nice to know where to go to get some better gear, but who knows, perhaps maybe that better gear is something that we'll be able to find just through exploring anyway. Okay, the Warrens. Yeah, there's so much to see and do, and then there's the other place that we haven't visited, which now I assume is perhaps maybe the Harkonnen's base of operations. I reckon, guys, this is where we're going to call it an episode for now. When we come back, I think I'm going to start from here. That way we can continue sort of having a chat with various traders and whatnot, just getting to know the place a little bit more before continuing on with further expeditions in the desert. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Drop me a like down below if you did. Chuck some comments down below if you want to get in touch. Stay true. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.